Good morning, Hunter.
Good morning to you, and welcome to KSID's Community Forum on 1340 The Fort. My name is Hunter Arterburn, and I am the host of today's program, and I'm really excited about today's Community Forum because we have some very talented people right here in the KSID listening area. I love talking with local artists, local musicians, local authors, etc., and this morning, I get to do exactly that. Diane Nielsen is an author from Sydney, Nebraska, and she is the author of two books, Wish Me Dead and Dark Whispers. These are two books of a 5-book series. Diane has been interested in writing since she was a little girl and has been writing since she was 9 years old. Today on KSID's Community Forum, we are talking with Diane about her two books, the series, and we get to know Diane just a little bit more. With that, I would like to welcome in Diane to the KSID studios. Good morning, Diane.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm fine, thank you.
I see you were able to dig out after the snowstorm here, make your way to the KSID studio, so thank you so much for coming.
I was able to dig out, and thank you for having me.
And we were just talking a little bit off the air here. You spent your snow days kind of writing this book here. We'll kind of get into the series, but you're already writing a third book.
I am. I'm working on book 3. Not a title to it yet and stuff. That kind of develops as the book goes, so...
I got you. Is this kind of something you kind of do in your free time? Do you just kind of just like to sit back, kick back, and just work on those books?
When I first moved back here to Sydney almost 5 years ago, I took some time off, and it took me 3 months to write the first one because I wasn't working. The second one took about a year to write because I have been working and stuff. So I go to work, come home, work out, work on the book, go to bed. That's pretty much my life.
I got you. All right. Very good. Again, we're talking with Diane Nielsen here with the KSID's Community Forum, a local author here from Sydney, Nebraska. And Diane, I'm going to kind of just turn things over to you right now. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was born in Scottsbluff. I'm an original Nebraska native. Yay. We moved down to Potter, I think, when I was in the 3rd grade. And then I moved to Colorado for a while. And I moved back here to Sydney almost 5 years ago, like I said. And here I am.
All right. And then when did you kind of start getting into writing?
When I first moved back here, I had some free time, and it's something I've always wanted to do. I've been writing since I've been like 9 and stuff. I get a little wordy and stuff, and away I go. And so there it was.
We're kind of in the same field here. You're kind of in the journalism side, so I understand the whole wordiness. You put me behind a mic, and I can just go for days, it seems like. So I know exactly what you're talking about there. Diane, you have 2 books out right now. One is Wish Me Dead. When did that one come out?
That one came out about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And it was very well received. I've had some really nice reviews on it and stuff. So people go to my website and put the reviews up, or they call me and tell me. And it's done really well. And Dark Whispers came out about not quite 2-3 weeks ago and stuff. And I've had a lot of people pick it up and say that they really enjoyed it and stuff. So it's nice to have people enjoy your work.
Since we're on the topic of these 2 books right now, let's go ahead and talk about them without spilling too much details, because obviously they need to read the book. We don't want to spoil it for them. But tell us a little bit about these 2 books that you have out right now.
They're classified as paranormal romances because I have immortal guardians in them. It's not vampires, it's not werewolves, so if you're looking for that, this is not the book for you. But they have immortal guardians in them, and a little bit of good and evil in each one, decisions we have to make in our lives and stuff. There's a little bit of suspense, a little bit of drama, a little bit of murder. So there's a little bit of everything for everybody. I've had people read them all the way from 15 years old to 88, and it's something for everybody, men and women. Everybody seems to like them.
Very good, and this is a whole series, too.
It is. I have the first 2 out. I'm working on number 3. There'll be 5 by the time I'm done, so books 4 and 5 are already in my head. I already know where the series is going to end. So it just, my mind's always going.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point, and always something that I always kind of wanted to bring up, because you have the Harry Potter novels. Just how do you just know when to end it? How many books is it going to take you, and you just know when to end it?
Well, everything kind of plays in my head like a movie, so I know what I want to see. I know what I want to happen. When I write a book, I write the prologue and the epilogue first. So I have the start and I have the end, and then it's just getting there in between.
Okay, I got you. I understand that there. Yeah, so then did you just kind of just in your head then just think, okay, 5 books should do it?
Yeah, I have, I know what happened in book 1, 2, and 3, and I kind of 4 or 5, and I thought, okay, 5 is good. 5 is a good number, so.
Very good. And we're talking with Diane once again, a local author here from Sydney, has 2 books out right now, Wish Me Dead and A Dark Whisper. And if someone's interested in these 2 books, we're just talking about them a little bit here and kind of describing what they're about without spilling too much details. Where can someone get your book?
You can go online, get them anywhere, Amazon, anything. I believe you can go down to the book corner and get them. They're at the library if you'd like to check them out and stuff. They're in hardback, softback, and ebooks.
All right, so Diane once again talking here with us on KSID's Community Forum, and you were just talking about the library a little bit. You were just there last weekend for a book signing. How did that go?
I was, and I have to first say thank you to the library for letting me be there and stuff, because it really went well. I had a lot of people come in, and it's always kind of a shock to me that people come up and want me to sign their books, and it's like, oh, really? Why? Okay, stuff. So I sign their books and stuff, and the comments, the really nice comments they make and stuff is really quite surprising to me and stuff. But the library signing went very well. I have 3 more actually, coming up. I have 2 in Wyoming in May and 1 in South Dakota in May.
All right, when is the next time you'll be doing a book signing, maybe around the KSID listening area?
It depends if anybody wants one, and stuff. If they, call me up, a lot of the places do. They'll say, hey, your new book's out. Can you come up and do a signing and stuff? So if they want me and stuff, I show up.
All right, that works. Sounds good. Again, let's kind of go back to the 2 books here that you have out, Wish Me Dead and Dark Whisper right now. A question I just kind of came up with in my head, and we're talking about how, you've decided 5 books, when to end it. How did you just think of these ideas, this whole series? How did this just come up? Did you just think about it one day and just said, all right, I'm going to go with this?
I have a really vivid imagination, which is kind of scary sometimes. But I just, a little idea went in my head, and I kind of have the books planned out, but then they take maybe a different turn as I'm writing them down and say, well, maybe I'll go this way, and stuff. So it was just... I got, everybody kind of jumped on the bandwagon of the vampires and the werewolves with the Twilight series and stuff, and I wanted something a little bit different. I've had people ask me if my books are like 50 Shades of Grey, and it's like, nope. If you're looking for that, this is the wrong book to pick up, and stuff. There's some romance in there and stuff, but I think it's a little more on the romantic side, that everybody would kind of like a little romance in their life and stuff, so I tried to give it to them in the books.
You sound like an author. That is for sure. You sound like an author. Again, we're talking with Diane Nielsen from Sydney, a local author here in the Sydney area. So glad to have you on with us today, Diane. And you were talking a little bit earlier, you do have a website. Is there a way people can kind of get a hold of you and talk to you a little bit? Talk a little bit about your website.
Sure. It's www.diane-nielsen.com. You can go on there. You can read little excerpts from the book. You can leave a comment if you'd like to do a review from the book, or just say, hey, call me. I have people liking my Facebook pages and stuff, so I've acquired some friends that are not from this area and stuff because of the books. I have to say that my first book, my niece, Erin Heilbrunn, drew the cover for me. On the second book, Lori Borchert drew the cover. She made the posters. She's my webmaster, and she kind of does my Facebook page and everything. She's been really good. And I actually put my niece's picture on the front of Wish Me Dead, because she kind of reminded me of the character in the book and stuff and everything.
Dark Whispers, right?
Yes, Dark Whispers.
Gotcha.
And stuff. I try to use local talent in writing my books and stuff. So my editor is Cindy Heilbrunn. And actually, my agent is from Wyoming and stuff. But we all kind of take an interest in the book then, and we kind of own it a little bit. So when it does well, we all do well and stuff.
That is very cool. I like the fact that you keep it all locally right here in Sydney. That is a very cool thing there. And Wyoming, they're not too far away from here. So we'll count them as local. It's not New York City, so we'll take it. Diane, thank you so much for coming in, taking some time out. Thank you for driving on these icy streets here today to make it to the studios. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome, Hunter, anytime.
And that is KSID's Community Forum on your Thursday morning. Again, I would like to thank Sydney author Diane Nielsen for joining us here this morning. Go buy her 2 books, Wish Me Dead and Dark Whispers, at the Book Corner in Sydney today. You have got to check these out, so get yours today. Thank you for tuning in to KSID's Community Forum. If you would like to be on KSID's Community Forum, please contact me at the KSID studios by calling 308-254-5803 or email me at hunter@ksidradio.com. With KSID Radio, I'm Hunter Arterburn. We have more of The Burn coming up next.